Hello and welcome everyone again into another video. And today's video we are continuing using the best team in the Ultra League, which you saw in the previous video, and you are here to learn more about how we played some weird matchups. And the team is basically Dragonite double water, but we don't have a Swampert or an Empoleon like the past. I removed the Skunk because there is so many Steelix according to Pogo Twitter, which I haven't seen. Well, I saw 5. Let's be honest. So now I swapped. Usually, like, the ideal play is you throw a you throw Superpower and dip. But for some reason, like my chat used to say, no, don't do that. Just do a don't do that. Just swap out. You have 2 answers. I have never been a fan of insta swapping. Okay, I would rather get a shield or both trainers shield the one move at least, because game become much easier when shields are down, and I'm not a fan of just swapping. And because I have bubble, opponent was able to get to a move there. The move is Icicle Spear, but if I have Hex, they wouldn't been able to get to the move. And we see a Galarian Moltres. What is opponent trying to do here? I know that this thing has Ancient Power and Brave Bird and something. I was trying to catch a move. The catch wasn't successful. And then I went to Dragonite. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? I'm actually gonna lose to Galarian Moltres. This is actually sad. So what do? I'm just gonna get to a move here and throw it. Okay, now what do? We shield. Okay. I waited a turn there to see if they did a fast move, and they actually did. And now I think I barely live the Stone Edge, and they are almost in Shadow Ball range. They are actually in Shadow Ball range, and I should win this game. Let's see. And we do win that game. I think the only way I could have won is that them having a bad move, like bad Pokemon. We see an Aegislash lead. So in the game before, I insta-swapped to Jellicent. In this matchup, I am going to try to catch, just to show you that there is multiple ways to play this different one. If you didn't watch how I played the Aegislash in the last video, go check it out. So I tried to provide 2 different ways to play it. So if you catch a move, it's not as bad. Opponent having a Shadow Claw here is not the greatest. I would rather them having Dragon Breath, to be honest. Because now... Okay, now I'm in a tough spot, because if he shield, that's bad. If he doesn't shield, that's also bad, because that means he's going to Shadow Claw me down, which is not the greatest. So what do we do now? We have to go Tapu Fini. And now it's kind of race between 2 charge moves. It might be like a fire or like what's that thing face? Gliscopod, and it's actually Gliscopod. So what do? We throw this. And then I think I just need to farm all the way down now. Like, throwing a charge move does not help anymore. But the thing is, they might be able to get to another one. Okay, they didn't. So now what do? I'm just gonna superpower. As I superpowered here so my Pokemon die faster. This is something you need to be aware of. I don't want to give them farm. So how do I do it? And we call a beat. That was amazing. Look at that, guys. See, guys. If I shield a Drill Run here, I think I still win. But hey, sometimes it's good to call a bait every once in a while. Look at this. I am up to shield. And people always assume you're gonna shield. So that's why you just don't shield. And it's a bait. Look at that. Amazing. It feels so good when you call the bait. Now we shield. And it's an Ice Sponge. Because at this point, Ice Sponge plus Shadow Claw should be enough damage. And I shield this. And now we make sure to throw in good timing. Do 1 Water Gun, then throw. 1 Water Gun, then throw. And this game should be a GG. Undefeated against Aegislash. Yo, please don't be Drill Run. Okay, it was Drill Run actually. How we lose. Yeah, so you said you beat it. This actually came to... it came close. Let's just say it that way. The game became much closer. They had two tough Pokemons to beat. Greninja into a Charizard. So how do I play it? I always try to catch. Remember, we have 2 hard answers, so we can be more flexible. Don't insta-swap. Try to catch a move, because we're just gonna fast move that thing down. And then when you try to catch, that means your lead Pokemon will have lots of energy for later in the game. Shad Drapion is a bit tough for Dragonite because Drapion does so much damage. Look how much damage. That was a lot. And usually in the past, people like once they land the move, they swap to a Charmer and then like I just lose. And now, opponent didn't swap and I successfully... Okay, I'm actually glad I swapped out because now this means that they will fight for the swap. So that wasn't an ideal timing, but it was like the game was scuffed there, like the visuals wasn't aligned. I'm actually gonna nuke now because there is no point of baiting at this point. I mean, they will shield this 100% because this will KO. So baiting there is actually not a bad idea, baiting again. Because Moonblast is like, does more than enough damage to KO. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna swap out. And remember, I have a shield, they don't. Oh, please tell me this is not the matchup where I threw... Oh my, I think I threw this matchup. Because there was something going on chat, and I had to ban 2 people. And that, while tapping the screen, I had to ban 2 people, and then I ended up not doing the greatest. Okay, they are almost in superpower range, and I could have done 2 Dragon Breaths there, but as I said, I was trying to ban 2 people on chat. Well, we still won. Okay. See, guys, that was a high skill gameplay. So, okay, now just going for the catch again. Sometimes I stay in because I wanna know, like, sometimes I want to know the behavior of the trainer. So if you guys look, their opponent insta throw at 5, that means they don't over farm usually. Like this works most of the time. Okay, they shielded. See, guys, they insta throw. So that's a third way to how to play Aegislash lead. And I think in the last game I ended up losing because I didn't go to Tapu Fini. If I go to Tapu Fini the game before, I would have won the game. Now, there is no reason to bait here, but also I need to be lower on health. I don't want to end up giving Aegislash million energy as well. So I think I could have just gotten lower on health because now he's going to bring it. Now we go to Jellicent. They are actually in Surf plus Bubble range. But I decided to go this for some reason. Why? I have no idea. Maybe to grab the second shield. And it's a Tapu Fini. Now look at this. Okay. So in this here, I needed to superpower. Okay. If I superpower here, superpower does like this amount of health. And this one here will be enough health to be taken from Shadow Ball. Okay. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about some mistakes, some small stuff like I didn't do perfectly on stream. And here I don't have a shield. And if I superpower there, this Shadow Ball would have been enough. Bro, chat is being weird. And see, look at this. Look at this, guys. Okay, superpower does KO here. Superpower here. And this doesn't KO. They live with 1 HP. See, guys? See? For a hard countered game, like we got hard countered in this game. I made it this close. And I could have won if I superpowered then swapped out. So yeah, some games, even if you get RPS, even if you get triple hard counter, that doesn't mean you lose. Okay? There is always a way to win the game. There is always a way where you could have won the game. So yeah, hopefully like every once in a while I would like to go through my battles and talk about some small mistakes I made through the battles, so I can just make sure that everyone is aware of these mistakes. Since they are in bait range, so that means they will shield regardless. And here I was counting, so I made sure to catch a body slam. Yes, they do super effective lick, but their charge move does nothing. So I don't think I'm in a bad spot. My Dragonite is loaded. And this is the reason I want to keep the Dragonite healthy in case they have a Guzzlord. And now they have the Guzzlord. Usually when you see a Snorlax, there is a Guzzlord in the back. Why? Because that was like a core that Home Slice Henry popularized. I think one of his mods actually used it to hit legend, and then Henry made another video about it, so like couple videos. So people always play Guzzlord as an ABB team. The first B is Snorlax, and usually the lead is something like a fighter or something. The team is pretty weak to Charm, so that not that many people run Charm as well, so it's not the end of the world. I don't shield here because Lunge barely KOs and does KO. I think I made a mistake here. Okay, we throw this. That was a good timing, so nothing wrong there. But I was trying to catch for no reason. I am up a shield. There is no reason to catch. You can just shield farm down. Okay, if you're up a shield, you don't need to catch. Yes, sometimes catching help, sometimes catching risk the game. And here I'm like, does the opponent still have Snorlax? And they still have it. And for some reason, I took 7 million seconds to throw that move. So yeah, I didn't need to overfarm that much. And we see the stupid Goon. They swap into Ampharos, and we don't have an Ampharos counter. And here is a thing. Here is a tip. Here is a pro tip. So it takes 6 seconds for them, for the Ampharos, to get to a Thunder Punch or Brutal Swing. And 6 seconds for the first move. I'm talking about the first one. The second one is different. And it takes 6 seconds, 12 Dragon Breaths. 12 Dragon Breaths is 6 seconds to get to a Dragon Claw. But since they swapped in, that means swap takes a turn. That means my 6 second will be 5.5 for him because he wasted half a second on swapping. So if I throw the Dragon Claw the moment I get it, that will be perfect timing. It's a pro tip. Keep that in mind. Dragonite wins the 2, so technically I'm gonna shield. I'm actually gonna shield because I can just do lots of damage and grab the shield as well and have the Tapu Fini aligned against the Obstagoon. Now what's he gonna do? Let's see. Let's see, chat. I have a half healthy. So they brought Cresselia, so make sure to throw on 7. And I threw on 7, and it wasn't CMP, but they still threw. So what do we do now? Now we have a perfect alignment. We have Jellicent against that, and we have Tapu Fini here. So what I'm going to do is going straight bait. Why straight bait? Because if they shield a nuke, it's tough. And here's the thing. When you see Obstagoon over farming, that means they have Hyper Beam. So I wanted to throw before them, because if I throw after them, they won't shield. Throw before them, you throw a bait before they throw their nuke, most likely they will shield, and they shielded. Now, we leave the Hyper Beam. We can go straight. I'm trying to gauge whether do I get it or no, and I don't think I do get it. So, I tried to overfarm, and now all we need to do is just to bubble down, and this is where bubble actually came in handy. Bubble Jelly wins this. Now, they bring the Cresselia. They are in Shadow Ball range. They realize that, and then they top left it. A Venusaur, Dragonite destroys this. Usually when you see a Dragonite, and he like, as I said before, always go for the catch. I didn't go for the catch, so this is not an ideal play. See, guys? They are Fire Spin, which means I can farm them all the way down. And by the way, Tapu Fini learns Ice Beam, so does opponent know that? I don't think so. Opponent's just gonna no shield. Second Moonblast, by the way, you still run Moonblast in case they have Poliwrath. I think Poliwrath is where you need Poliwrath. Cobalion is arguably you need the play rough, and they swap into Empoleon. Empoleon is so bad of a Pokemon. And that Pokemon used to be great back in the days when there was no XL Pokemons. Now with the XL Pokemons, Empoleon is just so bad. It doesn't have enough stat product to compete with the bulky Pokemons. What do we see now? Look at this. Shadow Ball. I just need to land one Shadow Ball. And Drill Pick doesn't do that much. But I'm assuming because maybe Zionic loves this Pokemon, so maybe he made a video about it. I'm not sure. I insta-threw this move because at this point, all I need is just to KO this. And for the Venusaur in the back, we have a shield, and we can just tap him all the way down. Is this the last battle? I think there is one more. There's actually 2 more, which is nice. Jellicent, how do we play this? Well, you can just stay in. And as I said, Jolly always bait in this scenario. So just don't shield. Call it. See? Just like that. Now, another thing to be aware of is that if they have Hex, 2/3 KO. So you can actually catch the second one. I didn't catch here for some reason. But it's not the end of the world. And I tried to overfarm a bit. Remember, overfarming on Dragonite is not a bad idea. Why? Because I have 2 arguably bulky Pokemons in the back. So I threw on good timing here. As Jellicent, you need to do 3, then throw. As Talonflame, you need to do 1, then throw. I don't care about this. It's a CMP, I think. So I need to undercharge a bit. So I can get some energy. I didn't get any energy, and they have a Scrafty. So what does that mean? This game is GG. I swapped out to Dragonite. And at this point, okay, they shielded the first one. They have a move. I don't care about they throw here. I'm just gonna throw my second move. Is this the one where I try to troll my opponent because he stayed in a losing matchup? Usually when an opponent stays in a losing matchup, I just get tilted because like, just top left, you have no win con. Okay, this is a foul play. Okay, now that's a power up punch. Why he power up punched? This is his last Pokemon. I don't know what the opponent is expecting. Like I can swap, let him farm me all the way down. And yeah, I should live this move. We still can take out the Scrafty. That was a good game. Usually when opponent stays in a losing matchup, I just try to stall the game as long as possible, to be honest. Poliwrath. Poliwrath has nowhere to go against this team. But Poliwrath has an Ice Punch to hit the Dragonite. If they stay in, we shielded the pup. That's horrible. They swapped into Jellicent. So I don't have a Jellicent answer, so I'm just gonna stay in because my backline destroys Poliwrath, right? So now I can actually just shield here. And we shielded the Shadow Ball. That's amazing. Which means we can farm down. And they have a Galarian Weezing. So remember that they have Poliwrath, which means they have to stay in here. Now my win con is them not having Brutal Swing. And they don't have Brutal Swing. So now I have a chance to win this game. Because that Pokemon, Galarian Weezing, is actually a solid core breaker to this team. I threw a Shadow Ball here, but I'm expecting the opponent to just double shield at this point. And if I actually baited there, opponents try to catch on Poliwrath, which is funny because now I can just go. Why didn't I farm that thing down? I think I should have farmed that thing down. And now look how much Fairy Wind does to Dragonite. This Pokemon cannot take a hit. Opponent ended the charge, and now I think he's thinking that he can win if I have a Dragon Breath Giratina, but there is no way I run ABA Dragon Breath in a meta where like Steelix exists, right? I think Surf should be enough, and that was the last battle. Thank you so much everyone for watching, and hope you guys liked me talking about some mistakes I made, so you guys can avoid those. And yeah, I might bring back the Avoid These Mistakes series where like people from chat or from YouTube comments send me battles and I go through the battles and tell them what the wrong thing that they did. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. This is the end of the video. See you in the next one. Peace.